how to assemble parts together. We will be going to standard millimeter IAM, which is the second table there. Double click, and then you're going to go to components. That's placed from content center. You click the little arrow there, and you will be going to place. Okay, that opens, and you'll be able to, that's my roller assembly, but I'm going to go to others. You need to browse to your folder where your assembly is found. Very, very important. I know that my assemblies is in pictures. There we have assemblies, Inventor Assemblies. Double click, and I'm going to go into the cable trolley, and this is all I have. So I'm highlighting everything that I need to put in, 1 and 2, and say open. And then, yep, I've got 2 of these plates. Okay, I was wanting everything to coming together, but I've got 2 of these plates. And let's go open a place again and put the cable wheel down. Say open. 1 and 2, we need 2 of those. Place. There we have these pivot bolts. Open. 1, 2, and 3. We need 3 of those. The nuts as well. Open. 1, 2, and 3 of these nuts. 4, 5, and 6. Because there's 3 holes, and on both sides you have threads where these nuts will have to clamp all these together. And there is my suspending loop, and then open. Okay, this is all the parts we have. And first things first, I know that this hole needs to be aligned with that pin with 2 nuts and a wheel. Right, let's do that. And the same thing needs to happen there. So I'm going to go to Relations and click on Constraint. I'm leaving it on the basic constraint. It's the easiest. So I'm clicking. Make sure you see the center line. Roll your mouse wheel forward and back to get the size. You can click in your mouse wheel, and then you can drag your screen around. Okay, so position your components in a proper way. So left click, that's center. Make sure you see the center. I also know that I'm going to need 2 nuts to be centralized. There we go. And I am clicking now apply. Okay, can you see this? I've explained this earlier that we're having a glitch in Inventor 2020, that it puts in values without your permission. So I'm going to say undo, and let's try again. Constraint. Make sure you see the center there, and there's the center again. Click and see it's putting in a value there, and just make it 0. Okay, we need to make that 0 and say apply. Okay, it seems it didn't delete the first one. If you're having these problems, just delete these parts. I don't want you to go and scratch in on the side. It's going to take a lot of time. Let's go and place these components again. Open. And then click. And place components. Let's go get ourselves another nut. And open. So there's our nut. Constraint. Center. Center. Okay. Can you see it positioned actually these centers from one another? So it's 363.288 millimeters away. So basically put a 0. And there they are exactly in the center. Apply. I'm going to do this again. I want this center to be aligned with this nut center there. Click. They already gave a size there, make it 0. You won't have this problem in other inventors. I'm not sure about 2021, but Inventor doesn't do this mistakes. Okay, I know that that's aligned. Now I need to align one of these and do the same thing. Center, and then go to the same point. Doesn't matter where you choose the center, and then click again. It shows 0, so you can say apply. Let's do this again. I'm going to choose the center of the pulley so that we don't have too much on one part, but it doesn't matter. You can do it anyway. So there's the center there. Click, and I'm going to go to the hole where it needs to be. Right? And it's given a value. Make that 0. Apply. So everything is now totally aligned at that point. The pulley is aligned. The nuts and the shaft that's going through. You can drag it up and down, and you can see now that's what you're having so far. Okay, beautiful. I can go do the same thing on the other side as well. Roll the mouse wheel, center, roll the mouse wheel forward, roll the mouse wheel to your nut. Make sure you select the center. Please make sure you see the green line through the center, the axis, and then click. It gives a value, put 0. Do it again. Constrain, center. Let's get another nut. I'm rolling my mouse wheel or rotating my mouse wheel. Make sure you see the center. Click and then press 0. You'll see in other versions you do not have to put that 0. Okay, now we need our pulley. I want to see the center. Let's first go to relation, constrain. There's my center. I'm dragging my drawing with my mouse wheel by keeping it in, and then I'm left clicking there, and it's 0. It shows 0. I'm going to say apply. I'm going to do this one more time. There's the center. All these centers are connected to one another. Click on there, and then I know that this is the hole we're looking for, and left click on there. It's 0, so it's okay. Apply. Right, these centers are aligned. They are totally aligned. Okay, there's my one nut at the bottom, one nut at the top. We are happy with that. And I know that this part here will need to be aligned with that. And then there's another bolt that needs to be aligned there with these two nuts. So I'm going to do the same thing. Constrain. Choose the center. Roll the mouse wheel or rotate it, and then drag your drawing, roll it into that nut. See the center, click. It gave us a value, so just make it 0 and apply. Same thing. Choose the center, roll your mouse wheel outwards, roll it in, choose the center again by left click, and they've given us a number, make it 0. Apply. Do the same thing again. There's the center, and I want this part to align with that. There's the center there. Left click. It's on 0, so you don't have to worry. Apply. Let's do it again. Choose another center. Here's my center, and I know that all that needs to be aligned with this hole here. Make sure you see the center. Left click. It's on 0. Apply. We are happy with that. We are totally happy with this. Now we're having this plate that needs to be aligned with all these. So let's go to center. Relations, constrain. I'm going to take this hole or any center of these. Any center there, you can do that. I'm taking the nut. You can take any center, it does not matter. And I'm going to this hole, keep it on the center there, left click, it gives me a value, so I'm making it 0. Apply. I'm going to do the same here, this center here. Let me just move the plate a little bit outwards, escape. I'm left clicking on the plate and I'm dragging it, I'm moving it away so that I can see what am I doing. Okay, the centers are still aligned, doesn't matter what you do, it is still aligned. So I know now that this center there needs to be aligned with that one, and I'm going to relations, zoom in there, left click, zoom out, zoom in there, make sure you see the center, left click, and then make it 0. Apply. Okay, now that is aligned. All of these are aligned. I'm dragging this bolt away out of the way here and the nut so that I can see. I'm going to click on this rotating wheel to be able to see at the back. But it doesn't matter because this pulley is aligned with the center hole here. This hole is aligned with the pulley, or any of these, the nuts or that bolt. I can just click on this hole and then connect it to that, and it's connected through the whole system. So let's do that. I'm going to choose the center there, or the pulley center, or the nut center, doesn't matter. And I'm aligning this hole there with it. Now everything is connected to one another. Doesn't matter what, everything is connected. So let's start with our distancing. Now by looking at your width for your pulley needs a certain amount of clearance. Let's say 1 millimeter clearance from the side. Okay, I don't have the dimensions here with me, but I'm just gonna measure the distances quickly. You don't have to do that. You have the sizes in front of you. So we have 59, and I think that these two plates is 60 millimeters apart. Okay, so let's go and do this. I'm going to go to constraint, and I want this face. Now I'm going to click faces. I've already, first things first, get the centers ready, position your parts. Now I'm going to work with faces. I want this face, and now I'm going to my rotating wheel. I'm clicking on the rotating icon here. And I'm rotating it to be connected to that face, but 60 millimeters apart. So you change that to 60. 6 and 0. Apply. You will see that these two are 60 millimeters apart, and it will stay 60 millimeters apart. Okay, I just need to see what's the size there. Distance from there to there, we've got 60. Beautiful. So all these bolts are sitting snugly. The faces sits on the plates. So all these pins. So I'm going to click on the face. I want, before I go there, just click that away. I'm going to, remember, you do not need to measure because I don't have the dimensions in front of me. So I'm going to go to assemble again, relations, and constrain. I want this face. Make sure you zoom in that face. Left click, zoom out totally to be connected to this face here. Or you can go to the other face. Makes more sense for you to sit on that face. Press escape and then click on that face. Make sure you see that arrow. It should be 0, right? These faces must sit together because this thing is 60 millimeters. So it should be 0. And apply. Now you will see that this is now sitting properly connected to one another. That bolt there, you can see it. or the shaft or pin is sitting nicely there. So let's do this with the other two as well and get it connected. Okay, you only need to connect one face because that distance is already constrained. Relations, I want this face to be connected. I'm going to click on my wheel there. There's my face that I'm looking for, to this face. Left click. It must be 0. Don't forget to put in the 0. If you made a mistake, say undo. And if it doesn't want to come right, delete these bolts, align them again. Delete these parts, align them again, and then try to collect the faces again. And apply. And there we have two of these pins or shafts connected in there. There's the last one. I'm going to do the again constraint. I want this face. I'm going to work a bit faster to be connected to that face there at the bottom. Escape to get rid of that wheel. There's your face. And it didn't move because it needs to be 0. Remember, in the other inventors, it will give you 0. I'm not sure of 2021. I haven't worked with 2019, 2018 I know, but it will give you 0. And all my life since I've used Inventor, you do get 0 straight away. So just type it in manually. I'm repeating myself. Why? Because I'm in teaching mode. Not in lecturing mode, teaching mode. Very important. Now, here we go. My nuts is going to sit flush against these sides. And I'm going to take these 3 nuts and I'm going to put them flush on there. Right. Okay, let's go to our assembly relations. I want the face of this nut to be connected to this face. You can take a chance and try to do that. Sometimes it rotates around and just pops in there, or you can put it right here at the bottom and rotate this part. Let's put a 0. No, it's sitting on the other side. So let's say cancel and let's go back. I want this face to be connected here at this face here, the bottom. Escape and click 0 and apply. And you can do the same thing with all of these. I want this face. This nut is not chamfered on both sides, so it is fine. I'm just going to show it to you quickly. Actually, this part here, the back, needs to be connected right to the top side in it. But I just want to show you. Okay, let's do it properly. Let's click on there, and then we're going to rotate this. It needs to sit on top. It will connect to that face there. And 0. And apply. Okay, you get the idea, and that's what you will do with all 6 nuts. I'm just going to do the last one there, and then show you the assembly of the pulleys or the wheels. I want this face to be connected on the other side. Let's say there, and 0. Apply. Okay, you get the idea that all these nuts needs to go in there. Now we're going to look at the wheels. I know that the width of the wheel is 59 and the distance from there to there is 60. So we're going to have 0.5 millimeter clearance. So first of all, I'm going to go again to these faces. I want this face to be connected onto this face. Look at that size there, guys. Can you see that size? That's why it's so far apart. When I going to type in 0, it will sit flush against that face. Can you see that? It sits flush against that face, but we need to move it on another 0.5 millimeters. I want you to look at the drawing with me. So I'm going to say, you're first going to try plus. Plus, it's going to click on there, or we can just type in 0.5. Let's see which way it's going to move. 0. Look at the drawing. Beautiful. It's moving away from that face. Sometimes it will move back this way. If it moves the wrong side, just put the minus in front of it. Here's the minus. And that moved to the inside. It's now in this plate. So I'm going to take away the minus and it's positioned properly and say OK. And you'll be able to see that, yes, there is actually a gap there. There you can see the gap. There's a gap between these two. Now I'm not going to do the others because they work the same. Let's just do one more. Let's go look at the size here quickly. And again, I'm measuring because I don't have the dimensions in front of me from there to there. I'm having 60. So this will sit snug. You don't need to put in. So leave this one. Let's do this one. Let's go to Assemble, Relations, Constraint. I want this face to sit against that face. And first make it 0 to get to that point. And then turn it. And you'll be able to see that you have a distance there, but you do not have a distance there. So let's put 0.5. Let's watch. Yes, it goes actually in the right direction. So now we have space in both sides, and say apply. And there you go, guys. That is how you do your assembly connections. Thank you very much. If you need to see another one, let me know on the group if you want to see another one. Thank you.